name is James Feeney. Welcome to or back to my channel. Today I wanted to have a little check-in with you guys, see how you guys are doing. So, how are you doing? Let me know. I'm curious. Comment below. Grab a cup of something or a snack, and I'm just going to basically catch you guys up on things that are new for me, things that are really prevalent right now, and what's been going on with me in terms of tarot, my professional practice, my studies with the Divine Feminine and work there, things that I've been wanting to work on and have been working on and set out to work on and definitely filled you guys in on earlier. So this would kind of be a progress report of sorts now that we've come a bit into the year and I've had time to actually work on the things I said I wanted to work on. So where to start? I don't really have a list. I think I will start with what appears first in my head, which is my professional practice. And so I've been kind of updating my website, adding new things, making changes. I'm not sure who here has visited my website or seen it to know that there have been changes or shifts, but if you haven't seen it, I invite you to check it out. Even if you don't want to book a reading with me, there's a blog as well on that website, so yeah, go check it out if you feel inclined. But I've been shifting around some of my readings, getting rid of some of the readings that I had on there for a while and replacing them with new ones. And really what I'm doing there is trying to shift the way that I do my readings. I guess I want them to align better with where I feel that I am now, the kind of reader that I feel that I am, and coming into my own, in a sense, of how and where I fit as a reader, and capitalizing on what I feel like are strengths and areas of focus and the lens through which I see and like to deliver my readings. So there is an emphasis on reflection, self-awareness, one's path and fulfillment and things like that in life, really investigating and fleshing out those things and trying to live the best life that we can, to live aware and mindfully. So that's a big emphasis that's going on with a lot of my readings, or at least the readings are very similar in nature, but the lens and the delivery method of the readings are through terms and looking at those areas of the self and our life and our essence in a way. Likewise, there's a really big emphasis on the natural world. I like to draw from that a lot, so a lot of my readings will have very natural elements. We have the Tree of Life reading, which I think is, well, more so based around the Kabbalistic Tree of Life that we have, but it's also kind of a play or a double entendre in that it is really meant to be like this Tree of Life in a natural sense, this progression of the self in all of its facets. So there's a lot of my readings are really centered around natural concepts, or at least we're using broader concepts from the natural world to investigate the self, to dig into oneself for the purposes of a reading. So that's something to keep in mind. So I'm really excited about a lot of the new additions to the website and different readings that I've added, like the self-care reading, which is still on sale and I think will be on sale for a while. I think it's really important to have that available and accessible during times like this, so until things seem to settle and return to a sense of normalcy, I can almost guarantee that the self-care reading will be on sale. So there's that. And I'm hoping to add more to the blog. I've been a little bit remiss with my blog posts, but there are a few on there that I think are fun to read and valuable in their own way, so that's worth checking out. So that's the website, that's my professional practice and the direction that it's heading. And so if you're curious at all, the website reflects it a lot better than I think I am saying it in a few sentences right here. I think the website's really precise and there's a visual aspect. I like photography as well, so all of my website, all of the pictures on my website are taken by me, and I think that those really encapsulate the image and the essence of what my professional tarot practice embodies. So if you want to check that out, go do that. And so that's that. And then segueing into, I would say, my personal practice, how that's going. I have been keeping up with my Thoth studies. I've been reading books. I've been practicing. It is my primary use deck. It's the deck that I use for clients. It's the deck that I'm using for myself 9 times out of 10. So anytime that you guys see other decks, those are nice additions, but the Thoth deck is what remains out on my working table, and the rest really don't. So Thoth studies are going well. I'm digging deeper. I have my Thoth journal, which I would really like to get in better shape so that I can show you guys, so stay tuned for that. Likewise, I think I've been putting off doing my tarot collection. I've done the Oracle, but after seeing how big the Oracle collection was and how many parts I had to break it into and the amount of effort it took to really bring out all of those decks and then reorganize, I'm very intimidated to do the tarot collection because I know I have at least basically twice as many tarot decks as I do Oracle, and the idea of trying to film all of that and the amount of hours that would take is something that scares me a little. So bear with me, those things will be coming, but in good time. So yeah, there's that, and Thoth studies are good. Likewise, Astrology, I've been reading books there, and so that's been progressing really nicely. So it's nice that I can incorporate both of those just because the Thoth goes so well with Astrology, and when I'm learning more about the Thoth, I'm usually drawing upon my astrological studies and also enhancing them through the Thoth. So there's that. And I also on my website recently added the option. This was something that I was doing in person but wasn't sure if I wanted to make it publicly available, where you can add an have an astrological add-on to your reading. So say you book the Tree of Life reading and you are also curious about getting your chart read, but like you've had a chart reading or you aren't really looking for a full on chart reading. At the time, I'm not doing chart readings, natal chart readings right now, but you can have the option to have the astrological add-on where I will draw up your chart and I will keep it in mind for the reading. So I'll probably take some notes or look at it ahead of time, depending on the form of reading you get. If it's email, I'll include notes throughout. If it's, say, Skype, I'll have already taken some notes, so that way when we do the reading and I speak to you, I will be able to speak about your chart or on your chart and what areas are applicable. So it's really just to add a layer of depth to any given reading you get, but it's me incorporating your chart into the reading, so that's available now, which I think is really fun and exciting for me and hopefully for you guys. So that's nice. And yeah, astrology studies are going well, and I think those were my two primary areas that I was looking to really delve into in 2020, and I'm nowhere near finished. I'm nowhere near feeling like I'm done with those topics. There are many months more of study to come. I'm just saying that I think that they're going well thus far. Then we have the journey with the Divine Feminine that I set out to take and announced that I was taking in 2020. That one's been going really well. I've been really working on my Divine Feminine altar, reading up on the Sheila Nagig, which potentially you guys might know that is the aspect or the goddess within the Divine or Sacred Feminine that I feel called to work with. So my work with her is going really well. I feel like I'm learning a lot, like I'm growing and understanding different parts of myself and the way that I'm seeing the world. So it's really valuable for me. I'm having a really great time in those aspects of my magical practice progressing. I've been reading a lot about her and recently had a nice little ceremony at the first new moon of spring, which felt right. So that was kind of a turning stone for me, and that was only a few days ago, but it felt like a lot had been building up until that point, and then something kind of clicked into place, or something naturally kind of came into being when I had that little ceremony of sorts. And yeah, and I have a journal for all of that, which I've actually been pretty good at updating, and I'm surprised that I've been as good about writing in that journal and using it as I have been. So outside of all of the other studies, I have been decently up on my journaling. I would say I had periods where I would journal every day consistently for months, and then I would fall out of journaling for as long as, say, sometimes a year, and then would sporadically journal and fall off of it. But I have been very consistent with my journaling recently, journaling at least once a week. I try not to be too hard on myself so that way I don't kind of intimidate or turn myself off from it. I think sometimes when I'm so far out of a loop, or where I haven't journaled in a while, or I feel like I'm forgetting and missing things that have happened because it's been a while and I didn't journal about them, I almost stop myself from journaling altogether, because it feels like it has to be an all or nothing thing for me sometimes, when that is not the case. So I've been trying to be kinder to myself in that just going to the journal and writing a short little page entry on anything is much better than not having journaled at all, because I feel like I'll leave something of the many things that happen in life out. So that's been great, and I never thought I would be one to have more than one journal, but I have my Divine or Sacred Feminine, which is specifically allocated to the Sheila Nagig, and that's one journal. I have my general journal, which is mostly filled with reflections of myself, and it usually takes a magical tone to it. All of my magical workings and practices are listed and recorded in there. Symbols and the steps are also in there most of the time. And I have my Thoth journal, which is a lot more formal and nice and pretty, and one where I take the time to get all arts and craftsy and cut things out and put in stickers and use paper cutters and printed papers and all sorts of fun things, and markers and pens. So that's one that I really hope to show you guys at some point, but it's a lot of effort to get, say, even a page done takes like a whole night's worth of work. And yeah, or not a page, like a set of pages, like for one card, like the full card, that was a whole day's worth of work. So actually getting to the point where there's something substantial to show you guys is, not intimidating, but it's going to take a while, and I don't work on it every single day. I don't have the inclination or drive to work on it every single day. I wish I did, but there are times, usually late at night, when I get random creative what are they called, I don't know, inspiration, when I get inspiration to work in that. So that's been really fun for me. It has been difficult with these times, and not being able to go outside, as I'm sure many of you can resonate with, just in the fact that I can't read at the shop that I read at, which is something I really miss dearly, which is why I've really been focusing on my website and trying to make things available to you guys, and creating those readings that I feel like are more in alignment with who I am, and having the sale on the self-care reading. And I recently did a giveaway, which felt really nice and good, and I might have more of those coming in the future, just because with times like these and us all being inside and resources being in a flux state for a lot of us, I think giveaways and providing readings to people and the opportunity to win a reading is just something that feels fun and nice. I've also been grappling with the idea of doing readings for more for charity, so it would be, instead of me getting paid in any way, shape, or form for the reading, the money would go to charity. I'm not sure how I would go about handling that, if I would get the money and then give it to charity, or if I would have the person getting the reading donate to the charity and then provide, say, like a receipt or a digital screenshot that they donated a given amount. I don't know how I would go about doing this or what, but it's something that I am thinking about doing. I'm trying to think of ways that I can give back and really interact with you guys and bring the readings and what they embody to others, while also doing something that feels good and right for others. So yeah, hopefully that is something that can materialize in the near future. I really want to get back to, yes, I would like to, of course, have my reading practice be something that's sustainable financially for me, but the reason I started it and the reason that I love doing it is for people, to help us to reflect and to feel better and stronger about our path, and to understand things and to forecast and all of that good jazz. And I want that to really be something that's a focal point, and I don't want to get lost in, say, any dollar value. So yeah, I'm really trying my best to keep those things in perspective for myself, which has been fun during this time, finding creative ways to do that, and it feels like a nice outlet. So there's all of that, and I think that really brings us up to date in terms of updates that I wanted to address for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. For anybody who has been keeping up with, say, my Divine Feminine, or does keep up with my website, thank you for that. But for those who haven't, I hope that this was nice and that you had a nice time learning a little bit about my various practices and workings. So yeah, like and subscribe if this was something you found fun and entertaining to watch or valuable. And until next time, bye guys.